Michael is 62 years old. He has $250,000 in retirement savings. His Social Security statement says he can claim $2,710 per month right now, or wait until 67 and get $38.22, or wait until 70 and get $45.55. He has 30 days to decide. This decision is permanent. Once you file, that monthly number is locked for life, adjusted only for cost of living. No do-overs, no resets. Michael is sitting in his kitchen, calculator app open, trying to figure out which choice won't destroy his retirement. How does taking Social Security at 62 instead of 70 cost you $200,000? The answer is in the math almost nobody runs before they make this irreversible decision. And there's a second number, the one that actually determines if $250K is enough to wait. If you're anywhere near this decision, 62, 63, 64, the next 10 minutes might be the most important financial analysis you watch this year. Because the Social Security Administration's calculator doesn't show you what I'm about to show you. Before we go further, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do with your money. What I am is a researcher who reads Social Security Administration documents, actuarial tables, and Federal Reserve data that most people never open. This is educational analysis, not personal advice. For your specific situation, talk to a licensed advisor. But here's what the government's own numbers show. Every year, approximately 2 million Americans make this claiming decision. According to the Social Security Administration, roughly 35% claim at 62, the earliest possible age. Most of them lock in that 30% permanent reduction without running the numbers I'm about to show you. If Michael takes Social Security at 62, he gets $27.10 per month immediately. That sounds like income, but there's a second number most people miss, and this one can drain your savings faster than most calculate. The decision between 62, 67, and 70 comes down to one brutal question. How long will you live? There's a specific age where this entire calculation flips. If you live past it, waiting wins. If you don't, claiming early was the right move. Here's why this matters. Full retirement age for anyone born in 1960 or later is 67. If you claim at 62, you're claiming 60 months early. Social Security reduces your benefit by 0.05% for each of the first 36 months, then 0.05% for each additional month. Math it out, 30% permanent reduction. Michael's full retirement age benefit would be $38.22. At 62, it's $27.10. That's $11.12 less per month. Forever. But if Michael waits until 70, Social Security adds delayed retirement credits, 8% per year for each year past full retirement age. That's 24% more than his age 67 amount. $38.22 becomes $45.55. That's $18.45 more per month than claiming at 62. The plan looks solid, but remember that second number I mentioned? Here's the trap almost nobody calculates. Medicare doesn't start until 65. If Michael retires at 62 and stops working, he needs to buy his own health insurance for 3 years. COBRA from his employer? Average $1,800 per month for a couple. ACA Marketplace plan? $1,200 to $1,500 per month with subsidies, more without. Let's use $1,500 per month. That's $54,000 over 3 years, straight out of his $250K. Before he buys groceries. Before he pays property tax. Before anything. Michael is running these numbers in 2026. He's 62 now. If he waits until 70, that's 2034. And there's one more factor that changes this calculation for everyone watching this. According to the 2025 Social Security Trustees Report, the combined trust funds are projected to be depleted by 2034, 1 year earlier than previously estimated. At that point, incoming payroll taxes cover only 79% of scheduled benefits. That's an automatic 21% cut unless Congress acts. If you're 62 now, you'll be 70 in 2034. Does delaying still make sense if benefits get cut the year you claim? Remember that $200,000 question from the beginning? Here's the answer. If Michael lives to 82, which is slightly below average life expectancy for a 62-year-old male according to Social Security's actuarial tables, here's the math. Claiming at 62, $27.10 per month times 240 months equals $650,400 in lifetime benefits. Claiming at 70, $45.55 per month times 144 months equals $655,920. Almost identical. But if Michael lives to 85, which is closer to average for someone who reaches 62, the numbers diverge. At 62, $748,000. At 70, $819,900. That's $71,900 more. If he lives to 90, The gap becomes $164,000. And if longevity keeps improving, the gap widens further. Financial planners call this the break-even age. Between 62 and 70, it's around 80 to 81. Between 62 and 67, it's 78 to 79. If you live past those ages, every month of delay pays off in cumulative lifetime benefits. If you don't, early claiming maximized what you got. The problem is, nobody knows their expiration date. According to OECD data, Americans who reach age 65 live, on average, another 20 years to 85. If you're healthy, non-smoker, no chronic conditions, your odds of hitting 85 or beyond increase significantly. So Michael's decision, and yours if you're in this position, comes down to 3 questions. Question 1. Do you have enough savings to bridge the gap if you delay? Question 2. How's your health and family longevity history? Question 3. Can you handle the 2034 uncertainty? Michael's actual numbers, 3 scenarios. Scenario 1. Michael claims at 62. He gets $27.10 per month starting now. But after Medicare gap costs $1,500 per month for 3 years, his net monthly income for years 1 through 3 is $1,210. If he needs $4,500 per month to live, which is modest, he's drawing $3,290 per month from savings for 3 years. That's $118,440. At 65, Medicare kicks in. He's mostly living on Social Security, plus what's left, roughly $131,560. If he lives to 85, that $131 needs to stretch 20 more years. Average 4% withdrawal rate. That's $5,260 per year, about $438 per month. Total monthly income at 65, $27.10 from Social Security, plus $438 from savings equals $31.48. Before inflation adjustments. Scenario 2. Michael waits until 67. For 5 years, he lives entirely on his savings. At $4,500 per month expenses, that's $270,000 needed, but he only has $250. He runs out before he claims unless he cuts expenses or finds part-time income. Let's say he works part-time, earns $1,500 per month, and draws $3,000 per month from savings. Over 5 years, $180,000 drawn. At 67, he claims $38.22 per month and has $70,000 left in savings. If he lives to 85, 18 years, that $70,000 provides about $325 per month. Total income, $38.22 plus $325 equals $41.47 per month. Better than Scenario 1. Scenario 3. Michael waits until 70 for the $45.55 per month maximum benefit. 8 years of living expenses. Even with part-time work covering half his costs, he burns through his entire savings before age 70. At 70, he has maximum Social Security but zero savings buffer. And here's where the 2034 wildcard matters. If the trust fund depletes and Congress doesn't act, that $45.55 gets cut by 21%, down to $35.99. Still better than the age 62 amount of $27.10, but not by as much. And Michael spent 8 years of his healthy retirement years working part-time to delay. Was it worth it? That depends on whether he values the higher income from 70 onward, or the freedom from 62 to 70. What do you do? Again, I can't give you personal financial advice. I'm not licensed to do that. What I can do is show you what financial planners commonly suggest people check before making this decision. For your specific situation, health conditions, family history, other income sources, you need to talk to a licensed financial advisor or use the Social Security Administration's online calculators. Step 1. Get your official Social Security statement at ssa.gov. It shows your projected benefits at 62, 67, and 70 based on your actual earnings record. Don't guess. Use your real numbers. Step 2. Calculate your Medicare gap costs if you retire before 65. Call your employer's HR for COBRA costs. Check healthcare.gov for ACA premiums in your zip code. Add 3 years of premiums to your bridge budget. Step 3. Run your break-even age using your family history. If your parents and grandparents lived into their late 80s or 90s, delaying probably makes mathematical sense. If your family history shows shorter lifespans, or you have serious health conditions, claiming earlier might maximize your total. There is no universal right answer. Claiming at 62 isn't wrong if your health or cash flow demands it. Waiting until 70 isn't right if you spend your healthiest years stressed about money. The goal is to make this decision with full information, not based on fear, not based on what your neighbor did, but based on your actual numbers and your actual life expectancy odds. Michael is still sitting at that kitchen table, but now he knows what to calculate. If this breakdown helped you see the trade-offs more clearly, share it with someone facing this decision. And if you want more retirement math breakdowns like this, Subscribe, because the next one covers what happens if you claim Social Security and keep working. That's a whole different calculation.